Do you know how rare it is that you just found this video? My channel is pretty small, and the fact that this popped up on your page, that means that like our vibes matched each other for a reason, okay? There's no such thing as coincidences. The universe sent this video to you because there's something that you need to hear coming from my voice, okay? So if you're new here, my name is Sydney. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, and today we are doing a March tarot spread. So if you want to know like what's coming for you in March, then definitely stick around. And also, this is a general reading, so make sure you take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you like my vibe, make sure you subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Welcome to your March tarot reading. So in today's reading, we are going to be doing a 9-card spread with the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck. So I've already picked out your 9 cards here, and in each of those cards we are going to go in depth with the tarot and kind of figure out more information. And then here I also have a bag of animal charms, and we are going to figure out what spirit animals are guiding you in the month of March. So I think we're actually going to start with the bag of charms. Okay, so I'm going to shake out my little bag of charms here and see what spirit animal is guiding you. Okay, so we have, what is this? Okay, so this is a bird sitting on a branch. So maybe when you see a bird sitting on a branch, like pay attention. That could be just like confirmation that you are on the right path, or right now birds just might be guiding you right now. Birds can often symbolize air sign energy. For me, birds also symbolize like spirit guides. I just find birds so majestic. My favorite bird is a cardinal. So if you see a cardinal, maybe that's a message from a loved one saying that they're there with you. I also just feel like they're just so free and majestic. Like I actually love birds. They're so cool. And so yeah, if you see a bird that catches your eye in the month of March, just know that it's your spirit animal guiding you and just letting you know that you're on the right track and that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. So yeah, we are now going to get into your oracle cards. So the first card category is your current energy. So let's see what your current energy is. Your current energy is being represented by Jupiter Abundance. Okay, so with this Jupiter card, this card represents Sagittarius and Pisces energy. Jupiter is all about optimism. It's about like seeing the absolute best in everything. It's like magical thinking. It's thinking outside of the box. It's wanting the best, most passionate things out of life. I feel like you have a very outgoing personality. I feel like you're very optimistic. You like to have fun. You like to indulge in like the fun things of life. So maybe you like to party, you like to go with your friends. This card to me very much symbolizes like, I don't know, all like the really exciting things about getting together with like family and friends. So like drinking, partying, maybe doing drugs, eating a lot of your favorite food. Just like, it's basically just like the overindulging card. Okay. And this can be like a very exciting energy to be in because it talks about just having like an abundance mindset, seeing the best in everything, wanting to bring people together and just have an amazing time. But the downside to this card is if you overindulge too much, you might start to, you know, not feel the best. Like if you're drinking and partying too much, you don't feel the best all the time. Or if you're just overindulging in food, we can't have our favorite food all the time because it might not make us feel the best. And so there's a nice balance that this card needs to have if you're going to be in this energy. But let's get more details on your current energy with the tarot cards. So these are the tarot cards that came out to represent your current energy. And I'm sorry about the glare that is on the cards. I can't really do anything about that. But so we have the Fool in reverse. We have the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant in reverse, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. So yes, from these cards, I can tell that you are definitely somebody that likes to spend your money. With the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, I don't know, you're giving like this very much daddy energy. And what I mean by that is like, you don't have to be a man, you don't have to be a dad, any of that. I just mean like you love to take care of the people around you, especially with the Hierophant too. This also gives like father-like vibes to me of just like, I don't know, like you like to be like the one that's like taking people out, taking care of them. You like to spend your money on your friends and family. This is also family energy as well. And so I can just tell that you love to spend your money on the people around you, and that is an absolutely amazing quality to have. I can tell that family and friends are super important to you. You love getting together with your friends and just having a good time. But I can see with the Hierophant and the Fool in reverse, this feels like you can kind of be a little bit careless with your money with the Fool card. It kind of feels like you find any excuse to spend your money, and you might be a little impulsive with your money as well. With the Hierophant in reverse, I feel like you kind of don't like structure. There's a very like childlike essence to this energy where you're here for a good time, not a long time. You don't care about the rules. You would rather focus on having fun than being disciplined. Like, I feel like you do have goals that you care about, but when it comes to like the moment where maybe your friends are like, no, like let's go out, you're like, oh yeah, I'd rather go out than, you know, maybe get a good night's sleep tonight, or maybe I want to do this new diet. But it kind of feels like you can't really stick to being structured because of your energy of just being like living in the moment. And that's what makes you special. You are like so special because you have this very carefree childlike energy of wanting to just go out and have fun. But I do feel like it is kind of hurting you in a way, because there is like this impulsivity and this lack of discipline. And then with the 9 of Pentacles, yeah, just again, I feel like you're somebody that just, you absolutely love like spending your money, showing off your money. You just love indulging yourself, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. You like nice things, you like good food, you like to just like take your hard-earned money and live lavishly with that. And that is amazing. That is great. You are definitely an abundant person, and you attract abundance, you attract wealth. However, again, like I said, there is a little bit of a carelessness or like a lack of discipline. So that's how your current energy is. Now we are going to move on to the main theme of the month of March for you. Okay, so for the main theme of the month, we have Saturn structure. And this card, honestly, it talks about discipline. It talks about hard work. Saturn is all about exactly what it says, structure, taking the long road, doing things the hard way, but then getting a very nice, rewarding outcome. Saturn just talks about like really putting in the time and energy and then getting a nice reward. And that reward is like that feeling of like, oh my God, I put so much work into this, but it can be a very long road. Because of your current energy, I can tell that maybe Saturn isn't the strongest in your birth chart. So if you are into astrology, you might have not strong Saturn energy in your chart. You might have a lot of Sagittarius, Aries placements, maybe Gemini and Leo, and you might be lacking in placements like Capricorn, Aquarius, or just maybe lacking in the strong Saturn placements if you guys are into that and you know about astrology. But with the cards around this, I can tell that in March, I know, I feel like this bothers you, but this is the Hermit card. And I feel like you might be going into kind of a more not so social period. And I feel like this will really benefit you because, like I said before, discipline and structure is something that you kind of lack. And so there's a need for you to kind of have boundaries with the people in your life and boundaries with yourself. I feel like you need to figure out what you want, what you want your goals to be, and kind of where you're going with them, and actually give yourself like, make like a list or give yourself like a timeline and actually try to stick to it. With the Queen of Swords, this is bringing up that boundaries thing of you needing to have more boundaries with yourself, but with also other people. The Prince of Swords too, it's also giving me the same energy of maybe having less communication with people. And I know that sucks because I can tell you're a very social person, but you don't need to stop seeing your friends and family, and you don't need to stop communicating with them. Just because the Hermit's here, that doesn't mean that you need to be completely alone and isolate yourself. It just means that maybe you need to have better boundaries. Like if you have a goal of maybe going to the gym and your friends say, oh, well, I want to go out tonight with you, maybe being like, you know what, my boundary tonight, I don't want to go out. I need to stick to my plan. And with the Prince of Swords, this is also the Knight of Swords. I feel like it's saying that dialing back the communication with them a little bit, being more selective with who and what you give your time to. With the Ace of Cups, I definitely feel like there's a chance for you this month to have like a new beginning in terms of connecting with yourself. I feel like this like discipline and structure will help you like build a better relationship with yourself. I feel like you're very much like on the go, and very much your attention is on like hanging out with people and having fun, which is great, but I feel like you're lacking a relationship with yourself. And so when it says Saturn structure, it doesn't mean that you can't have any fun and you can't do anything. I feel like it's basically saying like the goal for you this month is to just develop that relationship with yourself. Going to the gym, like whatever your goals are, like connecting with yourself and having like a routine and goals for yourself and actually working on them. You're working with yourself. And when you complete your tasks and complete your goals, you're making yourself feel good, and it's like improving that relationship with yourself. And I just feel like there's going to be like a new beginning in terms of like connecting to yourself. And I feel like that's something you've been maybe neglecting for a little bit. With the Six of Wands, I feel like you're going to feel really good. Like although you don't like structure and discipline, I feel like if you actually do focus on this, you're going to start to see a lot of progress quicker than you think, and you're going to feel really good, and it's kind of going to be like a new journey for you. So now we are going to get into a key goal that you should be pursuing in the month of March. Okay, so a key goal that you need to pursue in the month of March, we have Ascendant, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Four of Wands, and again, the Hermit coming out. So the Ascendant card can kind of talk about your appearance, kind of like your mask, your outer shell versus what's on the inside. I feel like with this card, it's kind of saying that you might need to go deeper this month. So I feel like because you like to party and go out a lot, you might have a lot of shallow conversations, or you might meet people where like you don't really get too deep with them because it's kind of like you're going out and you're meeting people quickly, but you're not really connecting with them on a deep level. And so I feel like a key goal for you to pursue in the month of March is to try and look beyond appearances and try to connect with people more on a deeper level. I also feel like it's saying that like you don't always need to like be that person that takes care of everyone around you or pretends like everything's fine. I feel like you often kind of use going out or like the overindulging to kind of escape when you're feeling kind of low. With this Ten of Wands energy, like sometimes you might be feeling kind of low, and so you use the going out to escape and to not really connect with yourself on a deep level. I feel like it's important for you to kind of get some rest this month. And again, with the Hermit and the Ten of Wands, it's kind of feeling like you need to rest and just connect with yourself more deeply. I also feel like you have this need to take care of people and spend money on them to kind of prove your worth. With the Six of Pentacles, it kind of feels like that's how, kind of like your love language. Like you like spending money on your friends and family. That's how you show them that you care about them. But I also feel like you often overextend your money or doing things for people because you feel like if you don't, that they won't want to spend time with you. And I just feel like it's really important this month for you to develop emotional relationships with people instead of just the superficial monetary aspect of the relationship. With the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like it's important for you to connect more to your feminine side this month. And when I mean feminine, I mean being more nurturing and grounded and present instead of more of like providing. Like, I feel like you can still be like that person that takes care of people, but you don't need to feel like you only have value if you're spending money on them. I feel like you kind of maybe sometimes use your money or your giving nature to, it's like you're trying to prove to the people around you that you like are a good person, are a good friend, that you're worthy. And it's like, you don't need to prove this. You don't need to prove that to them, because if they're your real friends and family, like, they will love you regardless. And if they don't, if they only like you when you're partying or when you're spending money on them, then those aren't your real friends and family, okay? We are now going to move on to a major obstacle that you're going to overcome in the month of March. So for the major obstacle that you're going to overcome in March, we have Mars motion. We also have the Two of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Magician. So this Mars card, to me, Mars represents anger, passion, action, drive. It can represent sex. So for a major obstacle you're going to overcome, I did feel like you had some fire in you. You might be an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. You don't have to be. But with the Jupiter card coming out and the Fool, those childlike kind of fiery energies remind me of Aries energy. So you might have a heavy Mars placement in your chart. So you might be quick to anger. You might be quick to passion and lust. You also might be kind of impulsive and maybe have a hard time following through with things. With the Two of Cups and Mars, I feel like something that you might struggle with is like superficial romantic connections. So you might have some one-night stands. You might have a lot of like lustful connections. And oh, also 222 might be significant because we have 2 and then 22. I just feel like you're somebody that maybe likes to go out, just like meet someone really cute, and you don't really have like an in-depth relationship, which is fine. But I feel like this is something that's maybe holding you back, because it's time for you to start having more deeper connections with people, right? And so, yes, with this energy, I feel like this is something that you're going to overcome, is these lustful connections. This card also represents a lot of sexual energy to me. I don't know if I can say this, but it looks like something's going on here. You can use your imagination. But yes, you might be overindulging in sexual activity. And I feel like that's something that you're going to overcome this March, is maybe trying to have deeper connections, or maybe just slowing down in that area of your life. Like I said, I feel like you have a lot of abundance. You're pretty good with money, it feels like. But like I said, I feel like you're kind of impulsive with it. So I feel like you're going to be like maybe looking at your money more and trying to save it a bit more. With the Page of Pentacles, she's kind of like looking at her money like, it feels like you're kind of like, you're going to be thinking twice. Instead of just like spending your money, throwing it out, I feel like you're going to be thinking twice, because you do want to have some stability for the future. You don't want to just be kind of careless with your money. I also feel like with the Four of Cups, you're going to be more choosy about how you spend your time. I feel like you're also going to just be more patient. I feel like you're somebody that might be impatient, impulsive, maybe quick to anger, like I said. And I feel like you're going to be kind of thinking twice this month. Maybe when somebody offers you to go out, they offer, oh, let's go get drunk tonight. You're going to be like, you're going to think twice and be like, is this going to, like, am I going to feel like crap tomorrow if I go out? So I feel like you're just going to be kind of thinking twice about like who and what you spend your time on or give your energy to this month. With the Magician, I feel like you're just going to be more powerful this month. Mars represents power and drive, and I feel like the Magician is all about manifesting and magical power. So I feel like these two forces are going to combine. You're going to be taking your amazing like ability to attract abundance, but you're also going to be putting the actual hard work, determination, and drive into it. And together, I feel like you're just going to get like amazing abundance and results out of this. Okay, next we are going to get into a major accomplishment for you in the month of March. Okay, so for your major accomplishment, we have Root. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. We have again the Magician. We have again the Page of Swords. We have the Five of Cups, and we have again the Six of Wands. So this Root card can talk about many different things. First of all, it can represent your root chakra. It can represent your family history. It can also represent your home. But I think overall, it kind of represents like the root of who we are, like what makes us who we are. And oftentimes that is our family and the people we grew up around and kind of like the traditions that come with that, and all of that kind of like makes us who we are. And so I feel like in the month of March, you're going to be kind of having like maybe some revelations about why you are the way you are. I feel like you might be learning that maybe the certain habits that you learned from the people around you at a very young age, and it's kind of like you've been unconsciously doing them. So let me kind of explain. Maybe you grew up with your parents when things would get hard for them. They would drink a lot and go out and party. Maybe that's just what you watched them do, or maybe you just noticed that your kind of like social environment when things got hard, people kind of just like used outlets to escape. Like maybe they went out a lot, or maybe they went on their phone a lot. I don't know. There's something to do with escapism here. And kind of learning that behavior from somebody around you. I think a lot of us, we get our subconscious habits from the people around us without even realizing. Like it's like you learn it when you're as young as like a child. Before you're even like conscious, you're picking up on like your parents or whoever raised you. You're picking up on their habits and what they do, because like we learn by action and by following people. And so when the people that are in charge of us are doing things, like that's what we end up doing. And so if certain people around us had coping mechanisms that maybe aren't the healthiest, we learn that that's the way that you cope with things. So it feels like you're going to be learning something this month, and it's really important for you to get to kind of like the root of these issues. I don't want to say issues, but it's kind of like you're getting the root of these habits of escapism, overindulging, maybe lack of discipline. You're going to be kind of figuring out with yourself, why do you have these habits, and kind of like learning how to build better and new habits. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of talking about like this cycle that's been continuing. So maybe you have like a history in your family of like, I know this is kind of dark, but you might have a history of alcoholism or maybe drug use. With the Five of Cups, it's kind of, I'm seeing like the spilt over cups, and it's making me feel like, yes, there might be some alcoholism in the family history. And so you might have picked that up from your family and kind of using it as an escape. And I feel like you're realizing this month like how much it's actually affecting you. This doesn't have to be for everybody. That's not going to resonate with everybody, but I feel like for certain people that will definitely resonate. But overall, I just feel like there's patterns that have been happening in your family for generations. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm seeing like just like the karmic wheel just like keep going and going and going. It's kind of like this has been happening for generations, but I feel like you're going to be the one to realize and maybe actually start to make the changes, which is absolutely amazing. I feel like you're going to be connecting with yourself for maybe like the first time in a long time. I feel like you've kind of been avoiding yourself maybe since you were a little kid, and you've kind of learned to just always be on the go, always stay busy. But I feel like you're really going to slow down this month and really connect with yourself and get in touch with like your spiritual self again, like just who you are on the inside when no one else is around. You're really going to start connecting with that part of you, and you're going to actually find a lot of like comfort in this. I feel like you might be spending more time at home this month, and I feel like it's really important for you to do that. and just like connecting with yourself. Maybe journaling could help you as well, especially with the Six of Wands coming out again. I just feel like you have like so much potential and you're definitely on the right track. Like, I don't want to make you feel like bad for anything you've been doing. I just feel like you know, and I feel like you feel like you should be pushing yourself to higher potentials, and you're just not doing it right now because there's this like there's something that maybe you felt from when you were a child. Like, maybe, I don't know, this is going to be deep, but I feel like maybe you didn't feel worthy of being taken care of. Maybe subconsciously you took on from like the people that raised you. They maybe taught you subconsciously that you weren't worthy of being taken care of properly and in a healthy way. And so you've kind of over time neglected yourself, kind of thrown the idea of discipline out the window because you were never shown discipline to yourself by the people that raised you. Again, that won't resonate for everybody, but I feel like for a lot of you, that definitely will resonate, where that's maybe the reason why you do struggle with discipline and you do struggle with routine and taking care of yourself properly and in healthy ways, is because it wasn't shown to you as a kid. And so I feel like you know that in order to become like this person that you know you're meant to be, you have to make changes in your life. And I feel like that's something that you're going to be realizing this month. You're going to have like some maybe like revelations this month in terms of like your past, your family history, and all of that. Okay, so now we are going to get into what you should avoid in the month of March. So for what you should avoid in March, we have Sagittarius expand. We also have the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Swords, we have the Hanged Man, we have the Empress, and we have the King of Cups. So this Sagittarius card, again, it reminds me of the card that represented your current energy, which was Jupiter. It's kind of the same vibes of maybe avoid overindulging this month. I feel like you also should maybe avoid, there's something to do with like lust and sexual energy here with the Ace of Wands. Like, I don't know, I feel like you're a very lustful person. You love just like, I mean, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I feel like it's saying to avoid going out too much and having these lustful nights with people. I don't know why it's saying that. I just feel like maybe it's not serving you the best right now. But also with Sagittarius is also a very blunt, outspoken energy. And I feel like it's kind of time for you to draw your energy inward a bit. I know, and you don't have to be a Sagittarius, but Sagittariuses are often very outspoken, kind of like they're wild cards. And so I feel like it's important for you to kind of focus more on like yourself and your emotions and your mental this month, instead of maybe being as social or like speaking out on what other people are doing. I feel like Sagittariuses also have a lot of opinions. They like to teach, they like to kind of like tell other people what to do, but I feel like it's really important for you to tell yourself what to do this month and to focus on yourself instead of like calling other people out or trying to teach other people. It's time that you become the teacher and the leader for yourself. With the Eight of Swords and the Hanged Man, I also think it's important that you avoid getting stuck in certain mindsets. So it feels like you're, again, from the previous cards, it feels like you're going to be focusing more on like slowing down, getting more in touch with like your emotions and your family history. And so it might be kind of like emotional and some heavy energy for you, but don't get stuck in these, like, don't get stuck in any negative thoughts. Let's like go with that one storyline I was saying, that maybe you do have alcoholism that runs in your family. You can like look at yourself and be like, okay, maybe I've been like overindulging in this and I haven't been taking the best care of myself, and maybe it's because, I don't know, my parents did this when I was younger, blah blah blah. You can like kind of let that like make you feel really negative and box you in and make you feel like, I don't know, maybe like depressed or like anxious or just feeling down on yourself, feeling stuck, like you're not really sure how to change it. But you don't have to. You can take that like negative feelings and negative energy and you can use it as the driving force to make the changes in your life. So recently I kind of had this happen where I was realizing a lot of stuff about myself that I needed to change, and I let myself be sad about it. Like with the King of Cups, I feel like you need to let yourself be sad without the use of like substances, because this is also reminding me of like kind of drinking, like you maybe getting sad and drinking. I don't know, there's something to do with like getting sad and escaping with certain things. I feel like you need to let yourself be sad, and when you have these realizations, like let yourself cry and be sad and be upset about it. And then eventually when you actually like let the emotions flow through you, I feel like you're going to step into this Empress energy of actually using that as a driving force to create, because that's what I did when I allowed myself to actually be sad and feel what I was going through. I got to the point where I was done crying. I was done being sad. I was like, okay, now I actually want to like figure out my life. And I made like a detailed list of all the things that I need to do to feel better and to get myself disciplined and on track. And ever since that, I actually feel amazing and I feel 10 times better. So I feel like that is kind of what you need to avoid this month, is getting stuck in the negative feelings, getting stuck in the deep emotions, but more of like letting it come and pass through you and using it to fuel you and to heal you. Like emotions are important. We can't just escape them. We can't just ignore them and push them away. When you actually like let them come up and come out, you can actually like, they can actually help you so much with like creating and changing your life. So now we are going to get into what you need to embrace in the month of March. We have Uranus change. We also have, again, the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Four of Swords, again, the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Cups, and we have Temperance. So with Uranus change, this card can talk about huge, unexpected, like wild card changes in life, okay? So I feel like it's very important for you to embrace that. It can be anxiety inducing when you start making a lot of changes in life with yourself, because you don't know where it's going to lead to, and it can just be really hard to undo certain patterns and behaviors that we've been doing our entire life. Like, believe me, it is so difficult. That's what I've been going through lately, and so you need to give yourself a bit of grace, but know that embracing these changes that you know are amazing for you and are good for you and that are going to bring you to your higher self, that you are literally like ending cycles, like ending, it feels like ending generational cycles that have been going on like even before your time. Like again, with the Wheel of Fortune coming out, it's like you're ending these negative cycles and you're entering like a whole new era of like beyond your greatest dreams. Like I just feel like with the Seven of Cups too, like you have so many options and so much waiting for you in this new chapter that you can't even like comprehend. So it's very important that you embrace these changes. And I know they're different and they're hard, and being disciplined is really hard to do, but I know that you can do it, okay? With the Temperance card, again, this is really saying it's like embrace, like not overindulging. Like I know you don't want to hear that, but honestly, for some of you, you might have been considering celibacy, because I feel like for a lot of you, there is this strong, like lustful energy. It's kind of shown up a lot through this reading, but maybe that's something that you want to change, is embracing celibacy or just taking a break from these lustful relationships so that you can focus on developing more emotional connections. For some of you, temperance might look like not drinking for the month of March, not participating in this or that. There's something that you need to have temperance with. There's something that you need to hold back on and really like kind of sit this one out almost. It's kind of like this energy of like not participating in something, but it's for like your greater good, okay? With the Four of Swords too, it's like you need to embrace rest. You need to really let yourself rest, let yourself recharge, let yourself be taken care of by like sleep and water and food and like mental rejuvenation. Like you really need to focus on that this month. Also with Queen of Pentacles coming out again, I just feel like it's really important to you to connect to your feminine side. So being grounded, connecting to nature. There's a lot here of you getting back to like your senses and what's important to you. Making sure you're staying grounded and getting a lot of rest. And just taking care of your body will really help you deal with these changes. Okay, where can you find support in the month of March? We have the North Node Future, we have the Five of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands again, and we have the Two of Swords and the Four of Cups again. So this card, the North Node Future, I feel like this is saying that you need to get really clear on who you want to be like 10 years from now. Who is your higher self? What are your qualities? What are the qualities that you have when you are at your best, most amazing self? What job do you have? What is your personality like? What kind of daily habits do you have? I feel like you need to get really clear on who this person is that you want to become, okay? And then use that as a guide. And then you start to make these slow changes in order to become that person. So let's say in 10 years, you want to be a personal trainer and you want to be super fit and healthy, but right now you're not doing any of that. You would use that higher self as this kind of like goalpost to look up to. And over time, you start to make the little changes that you know you need to make to become that. So maybe that's changing your diet, going to the gym every day, learning about fitness. So I feel like, yes, there's a future version of you that you need to connect with. I feel like it's important for you to really like make a list or journal and just like write down like all the qualities that you want to have, because you do have a lot of potential. And I do feel like you are meant for something greater. And I feel like honestly, you're holding yourself back. And I also feel like the people around you, although you love them and although you care for them, I do feel like you are allowing them to hold you back. And when you start to make these changes, the people around you are going to be like, I feel like they're going to be quite negative about it, honestly, because that's what happens when you are surrounded by a group of people and the main thing you have in common, let's say, is going out, and then all of a sudden you start wanting to not go out. They're going to be like, what's wrong with you? And so I feel like that's something that you're going to have to deal with, is being disappointed by the people that you surround yourself with. But if you really care about becoming your best self, it doesn't matter what they think. Again, like I said before, true friends and true family will want to see you become your best self. They're going to want to see you grow. They want to see you progress and become successful. And if they're trying to hold you back, maybe distance yourself from them. That doesn't mean you have to cut them off unless you feel like it's necessary. But no, you don't have to cut them off. But it's time that you start getting serious about your future, because this is your future. It's not theirs, right? And so you don't want to wake up in 10 years still doing the same things and wishing that you got more focused and made the changes that you knew you were supposed to make. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of like the universe's way of testing us, like, do we really want to make these changes? Because when you start to make these changes, the universe kind of throws these curveballs, like, oh, maybe you'll get a negative comment from this person, or maybe your friend will like say something rude about how you're like trying to do better. And you can either like give in to that and be like, oh yeah, like, yeah, never mind, I don't want to like do better for myself, you're right, it's stupid. Or you can defend yourself and be like, no, I don't care what you say, because I care about this goal and I'm going after it anyways, okay? So there's a need for you to kind of stand up for yourself. But I don't know, I feel like it's more important though for you to kind of like just distance yourself right now and get really focused on your goals, and don't listen to what they have to say. With the Four of Cups too, it's kind of like, don't listen to them trying to deter you. It's like you're gonna notice that the more you start trying to accomplish your goals and get more serious about them, more and more people are gonna be like, oh, come out this weekend, come do this. You're really gonna need to stay strong and kind of like turn a blind eye if you really do care about your goals, okay? With the Knight of Wands, this is really catching my eye. You're starting like this new journey and it feels like a quest to like your higher self. And I do feel like you have the determination and the discipline to get there, but you really need to tap into that higher version of you and get excited about it. Get excited and really envision like, this is me. I just need to reach him or her. Okay, and finally, we are going to get into the last card, which is final advice and encouragement from the universe. Okay, for final words of advice and encouragement, we have 10th house authority, we have 4th house home, we have the 5 of wands, the 7 of pentacles, we have again, for like the 4th time in a row, we have the 10 of pentacles, then we have the world, and we have the 8 of wands. Again, look, you're going on a quest to your higher self. It's like your higher self is like at the top of this mountain, the best, most like attractive, magnetic, healthiest version of you is at the top of this mountain, and you're going on this quest to get there. And like, this is a personal journey. You really need to start putting yourself first, okay? With the 5 of wands, I can see that you are going to have people kind of getting in your way. You're going to have those petty comments. I feel like there are some people around you, like I feel like you really do love your friends and family, but I do feel like you do have some people around you that they don't want to see you do better. They want to keep you stuck. They want to keep you doing the same things because they don't really have higher goals. They are kind of like low vibrational in a way. And it's sad because there's some people that we grow with and there's some people that we outgrow. And you are outgrowing the people around you. Not everyone. It doesn't mean that you have to cut them off, but I feel like once you really get into like this journey and get excited about it, you're going to kind of realize like, okay, I don't have much in common with these people anymore, and they're kind of holding me back, and I don't like their negative comments. I feel like it's really time for you to start putting in that hard work with yourself. Like, this is your life. You really need to get excited about it, get into it. Because I feel like with the 10 of Pentacles, it's come out so much. You are meant for like huge generational success. Like, you are going to be the one in your family that turns things around. You are going to be the one that ends the generational curses, that brings generational wealth to your family. And with the world too, like, oh, maybe you're going to travel as well. Like, this looks like you're going traveling. With the 8 of wands too, this can feel like traveling. I feel like you're meant to travel. You're meant to experience like huge, amazing experiences, amazing successes, amazing people. Okay, if you guys made it to the end of this video, round of applause. I know it was a long one, but I really want to go in depth for you guys today and just figure out everything that's happening in March for you. So if you feel like this resonated and you feel like, oh my God, some of this stuff is really true, definitely let me know down below, because that would just make me feel so good to know that this resonated with somebody. That's what makes tarot reading so much fun, okay? Again, my name is Sydney. If you like my vibe, definitely subscribe. I will be posting tarot videos every single Tuesday. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.